Alright. Hi there, I'm Tommy Baggins. I've got one for you today. I watched the movie Dune recently. You know what, let's take a walk as I'm doing this. So, yeah, as I was saying, I saw the movie Dune recently. Very nice film, I think. If you're into that sort of thing. You know, whether you like a movie or not depends on what you're into. But, staying on topic here. So, I read the novel a while back. And ages ago, I saw the movie they did back in like the 80s. And there was a mini-series the Sci-Fi Channel did some years ago now, which I will admit I'm rather fond of. Yeah, I liked that mini-series. It was good. Anyway, I just realized I have a little question for it all. It's okay, if you're not terribly familiar with the whole storyline, it's usual space opera kind of thing. Human civilization has spread out across the galaxy. You know, people with spacecraft and hyperspace and all that stuff. You know, the usual nonsense. Now, there's this stuff known as the spice. Not just any spice. The spice. I think in the novel it's referred to as melange. I might be mispronouncing that. I'm not going to worry about it. But anyway, the stuff, spice, among other things, well, let's be honest, it's psychedelic. It changes people's minds, among many functions. It allows people to be able, the main thing is that it allows people to be able to navigate in hyperspace. And if people can't do that, then if you can't navigate through hyperspace, then you can't have an interstellar society. That's the basic idea. So this stuff is absolutely essential to the existence of this galactic republic, galactic empire. Who cares? This galactic interstellar civilization. So, yeah, it is an empire. It does have an emperor, so I guess it's an empire. Now, they never get into exact monetary value, but they make clear that it is the most expensive commodity in their entire civilization. Like, whoever controls the supply is guaranteed to be wealthy beyond their wildest dreams. And, you know, it's all supply and demand. You know, the demand for it is through the roof, and the supply is limited. You know, it can't be manufactured. There's no artificial spice. It has to be mined from natural sources, and it only occurs on this one little planet called Arrackis, which is all one great big desert. I mean, in like the driest desert anywhere. Makes Tatooine seem like a tropical paradise in comparison. But all the films and the novel describe the planet Arrakis as being completely, somewhat saturated with this spice. You know, most people go mining if there are concentrated collections of it. But there's also, the stuff is like floating around in the air. It's in the ground. You know, it's in the water they drink. What tiny little bit of water there is on this planet. It's in the food. There's no escaping it. You know. Now, what I wonder about, this stuff is insanely valuable, and people let it just float around in the air. Now, if I were on Arrackis, and I were an enterprising little fellow, I would start setting up little air filters all over the place, big air filters, to collect these little particles of spice that are just floating around in the air. And, you know, collect it, try to sell it. Sell it to somebody. You know. So it's like, people in Arrackis aren't doing that. Which, I've realized doesn't make any sense to me. I mean, they're doing the same thing with water. You know, like, what tiny little bits of water vapor is in the air. They collect little bits of morning dew. They gather that. At least the Fremen are. If those aren't too, the Fremen are like the locals. You know, the people who've been there for generations. People who live out in the desert and, you know, in the wilds. So, that was a thought I had. It's an interesting bit of, you know, atmosphere, if you will. I know it's a bit of a pun. You know, sets the stage of the place. A little bit of the flavor of Arrackis is like. But somehow, suddenly dawned on me, it doesn't make any sense for people not to collect this bit of spice out of the air. So, anyway, you know what? I've rambled on for long enough. So, that's my video for today. Yeah, I challenged myself to do a video, and hi zombie. Oh, wait a second. That's not just any zombie. That's a Fremen zombie. Cool. Hi, Fremen. Anyway. Yeah, I may have mentioned I challenged myself to upload a video every day this November. This is my video for November 15th. So, tell you what, I think that's a nice, I think it's a nice scene. The little desert village off in the background at night. It's kind of pretty. I might use that as my thumbnail picture. Anyway. You know, once I get started rambling, I don't talk much, but once I get started, I can't stop. So, that's all for today. Toodles!